Priscilla Pointer, a luminous presence both on stage and screen and a woman whose life spanned a full century of artistic evolution, has passed away at the remarkable age of 100. Her legacy, however, is far from over, as the light she left behind continues to shine through the work she created, the people she inspired, and the family she nurtured both on and off camera. She died peacefully in her sleep on Monday at an assisted living facility in Ridgefield, Connecticut, surrounded by memories, photos, and perhaps the echoes of a life richly lived. Her daughter, acclaimed actress Amy Irving, took to social media to share the heartfelt news with the world. Amy, known for her unforgettable performances in films like Yentl and Crossing Delancey, posted a touching tribute to her mother that offered an intimate glimpse into their family's bond. Priscilla Pointer, acclaimed stage, television, and film actress and mother of David, Katie, and Amy Irving, died peacefully in her sleep at the age of 100, hopefully to run off with her two adoring husbands and her many dogs, she wrote, a sentiment wrapped in gentle humor, immense love, and deep respect. "She most definitely will be missed," Amy concluded, her words echoing the sentiment of everyone who knew and admired Priscilla both personally and professionally. Her son, David Irving, a director in his own right, confirmed the details of her passing to The Hollywood Reporter on Tuesday, April 29th. Confirmation made headlines, but behind the formality of the announcement lies the story of a woman who embodied a rare combination of elegance, talent, grit, and maternal warmth. She wasn't just a Hollywood actress. She was the kind of artist who left behind more than just credits. She left behind meaning, memories, and a quiet, unshakable influence on the generations that followed. Priscilla Pointer's filmography is long, diverse, and deeply woven into the fabric of American cinema. Perhaps best known for her role as Rebecca Barnes Wentworth in the iconic 80s primetime soap Dallas, she played the mother of Victoria Principal's character, Pamela Barnes Ewing. Her portrayal added depth and dignity to the melodrama of the show, giving viewers a maternal character that stood out amidst a cast of power-hungry oil tycoons and scheming rivals. Pointer's time on Dallas came to a dramatic close in 1983 during the show's sixth season, when the family jet her character was aboard tragically collided with another plane mid-air, a fittingly dramatic exit for a show known for its larger-than-life storylines. But her work on Dallas was only a fraction of what Priscilla contributed to the entertainment industry. Her career, marked by consistency and versatility, was built over decades. She worked in television, film, and theater, often taking roles that allowed her to portray mothers to some of Hollywood's brightest stars. She played Amy Irving's on-screen mother in the 1976 horror classic Carrie, directed by Brian De Palma. In that film, she gave life to Mrs. Snell, grounding the chaotic supernatural events in something painfully human, the fear and confusion of a parent watching a young girl spiral into terror and isolation. She would later play the mother of Diane Keaton's character in Looking for Mr. Goodbar, 1977, a chilling tale that explored sexual liberation and its darker undertones. She played Sean Penn's mother in The Falcon and the Snowman, 1985, capturing the heartbreak and helplessness of a parent witnessing a child's downfall. And in David Lynch's Blue Velvet, 1986, she played Kyle MacLachlan's mother, providing a comforting presence amid the surreal horror of Lynch's mysterious and often disturbing suburban underworld. But it wasn't just her screen work that left an impression. Acting was in Priscilla Pointer's bones, and it was something she shared with her family in a way that few others could. She starred in 7 films alongside her real-life daughter, Amy Irving. These included Honeysuckle Rose, 1980, The Competition, 1980, Mickey Plus Maud, 1984, Rumpelstiltskin, 1987, A Show of Force, 1990, and Carried Away, 1996. In each of these, you could see a synergy between the two women that transcended scripted lines. It wasn't just acting, it was a communion of spirit, a dialogue between two artists bound not only by blood but by an unspoken understanding of the emotional craft they shared. In Rumpelstiltskin, her son David Irving took on the role of director, making it a full family affair. To have one's children involved in one's artistic journey is a rare gift, and Pointer seemed to relish it. There was something deeply poetic about her life, a mother and daughter acting together, a son directing the scene, the whole family involved in the creative act, each supporting the other in subtle, profound ways. Yet, despite all her work in Hollywood, Priscilla Pointer's career did not begin in front of a camera. It began on stage, and it was there that she first found her artistic voice. Along with her first husband, Jules Irving, she co-founded the San Francisco Actors Workshop in the early 1950s. It was a time when American theater was in transition, coming out of the shadows of post-war existentialism and into a new era of experimentation and political boldness. The Actors Workshop was one of the pioneering regional theaters committed to serious drama and social engagement. For Pointer, the stage wasn't just a platform, it was a calling. It was a space where she could explore the human condition, push boundaries, and most importantly, connect deeply with an audience. Her work eventually brought her to Broadway, where she performed with the Repertory Theater of Lincoln Center, a venue synonymous with excellence and tradition. She brought her sense of quiet gravitas to each performance, winning the admiration of peers and critics alike. Her presence on stage, much like her presence in film, was never about flash or fanfare. It was about truth. Pointer was the kind of actress who knew how to disappear into a role without losing herself, a skill that's increasingly rare in the age of celebrity-driven narratives. Amy Irving, reflecting on her upbringing, often spoke about watching her parents in action, both on stage and behind the scenes. These weren't just performances to young Amy, they were lessons. They were glimpses into the discipline, the sacrifice, and the almost spiritual dedication that defined an artist's life. Watching her mother transform night after night taught Amy not only how to act but how to live with grace, humility, and purpose. Priscilla Pointer's life also encompassed profound personal experiences, joys, losses, and reinventions. She had 2 husbands in her lifetime, both of whom she loved deeply. Her first, Jules Irving, was a giant in the theater world. Their marriage was built on a shared passion for the arts and a desire to create something meaningful together. When Jules passed away in 1979, it was a crushing blow, but it was also a turning point. In time, Priscilla would remarry, finding love again later in life, proof that the heart can mend and that it never stops seeking companionship. She also adored animals, especially her dogs, who accompanied her through many chapters of her life. Amy's post about her mother running off with her 2 adoring husbands and her many dogs wasn't just poetic license. It was a reflection of who Priscilla truly was, someone who loved deeply, who nurtured both people and animals, and who understood that love came in many forms. Pointer's 100 years were filled with change, both personal and global. She witnessed the evolution of cinema from silent films to streaming platforms. She lived through wars, social revolutions, and the rise and fall of empires, both in the geopolitical and Hollywood sense. Through it all, she maintained a quiet dignity. She was never tabloid fodder. She didn't chase fame. She earned it, one role at a time, with a kind of integrity that now feels almost old-fashioned. For those who worked with her, she was a consummate professional. Directors loved her because she brought depth and preparation. Fellow actors admired her for her kindness and humility. She was the sort of person who showed up on time, knew her lines, and brought her best to every performance. In an industry often defined by ego, she remained grounded, focused, and generous. As news of her passing spread, tributes poured in from all corners of the entertainment industry. Younger actors who had never met her spoke of how her performances had influenced them. Critics revisited her work with renewed admiration, pointing out how effortlessly she carried even the most emotionally demanding scenes. Fans shared memories of seeing her for the first time on screen, how she reminded them of their own mothers, how she made them feel safe, or how she haunted their dreams in Carrie. That's the hallmark of a true artist, not how many awards they win, but how deeply they're remembered.